everyone, I am Justine Dorn, and this is my fiance, Ron Rayfield, and today we have a very interesting dish that surprisingly is from 200 years ago. An American dish, actually, from the Virginia Housewife, first published in 1824, and the recipe notes that it is very popular in Virginia. She would know, being that she published it in Virginia 200 years ago. Now, Ron has not tried this yet.
Nope, I have not. It smells good.
I have. And I will tell you right off the bat, my review, it is a breakfast dish. I mean, maybe I'm biased because of my modern thinking, but when I eat this, I just taste eggs, a little bit of milk, and a little tiny bit of chicken, but mostly I taste eggs. It's almost like scrambled eggs. It just tastes like a breakfast dish to me.
Well, this should be very interesting.
Yeah, but we have to get Ron's opinion, right? That's the most important one.
So there's only salt and pepper in this, and parsley, and a teensy little bit of thyme.
And milk, and eggs, and chicky.
Well, let me get this served up, and I'll tell you all what I think.
Okay, he will give his official review, and then I'll tell you guys out of 10 what I would give this.
Thank you. Hey, before we go any farther, if you want to see this being made or any of the other meals that we eat here, please visit our main channel, Early American. That's where we cook all the meals that we taste test here on Frontier Patriot.
Yes, that's right.
Over there we cook it.
And here we eat it, which we're attempting to do. But I would say this is really like a very early quiche recipe.
Quiche.
A very early American version of quiche. I mean, there's no crust to it, but it has eggs. It's baked eggs and milk, which is the most basic definition of a quiche. So even though it's called a chicken pudding, because back then they called everything pudding, even things that we would nowadays call pie, I would say that to make it familiar in your modern mind, this is a quiche.
I do like quiches, so...
Just a weird quiche.
Well, let me say grace, and I'll get down to business.
Yeah, get down to business.
Lord, thank you for everybody that's joined us today. Thank you for this past Memorial Day and for all those who have sacrificed so much and did not make it home. Be with their families and let them know they did not die for nothing. And thank you for Justine, and thank you for this beautiful meal, and let's all have a good rest of the week. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Welcome.
Let's see.
I'm going in. It looks like scrambled eggs on top.
It looks like scrambled eggs.
Well, I don't know about this.
It smells like eggs. We have some toasted bread to eat with it as well. Since there's no crust, we're making our own crust. It's like breakfast.
It tastes like breakfast.
It does.
I don't dislike it. It's just that it's
a little weird
in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But if you're one of those people that you can eat breakfast 3 times a day, you might seriously like this.
It is good though.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. The more I'm eating, the more I'm liking it.
Okay, especially with bread, I thought it was really good. You guys like egg sandwiches or eggs on toast? That's what this tastes like when you eat it with bread. Very unique.
Good job.
Thank you.
Alright, so out of 10, I will give this a 9.
What?
If you're okay with eating breakfast in the afternoon,
Really?
I give it a 9.
I was not expecting that.
It's tasty, it's comforting, it's like comfort food.
I was not expecting him to say that.
What do you think what would you give this?
I would give it a 7.
A 7?
You know what? I might even give it a 6.
Oh my.
It's something about it is just kind of weird. I followed the recipe to a T. It might just be because it's boiled chicken and eggs and milk. It's just a little weird to me, but everyone is different out there. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. Ron apparently likes it. And I actually do like quiches, but a modern day quiche, the inside is usually a lot more firm and pie-like, whereas this on the inside is more like scrambled eggs and chicken. So it is like a quiche, but at the same time, it's not like a very good quiche. But it is a 200-year-old recipe from Virginia, so you have to approach it with a historical mindset and realize this is a 200-something-year-old dish. You have to keep your expectations realistic about it. It's not going to be comparable to a modern quiche from a 5-star restaurant. It's just not.
I will say I do miss the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no cheese.
She made some excellent modern style quiche with bacon and spinach and a whole lot of cheese.
Yes, I do. So Ron's a little spoiled. Yeah, there's no bacon. I mean, the chicken's good.
Yeah.
But you're right, there's no cheese in it. So there's just something in my brain that's saying, does not compute. This is not correct. But for 200 years ago, apparently, especially if you lived in Virginia, because this was a popular dish in Virginia according to the cookbook I got it from, this is the bee's knees, as the young people say. The bee's knees.
Well, hey, speaking of 200 years ago, we found a really awesome little town out in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. So if you live between St. Louis and Kansas City, about 3/4 the way to Kansas City, there's a little town called Arrow Rock from like 1803. Don't quote me on the year, but it's the single digits of 1800. And we went there and we had dinner the other day, and the tavern, the Hudson Tavern, is amazing. It looks like it would have right back in the early 1800s. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I've never been anywhere like that before. Usually you have to go all the way to the East Coast to see places like that to eat in them if it's not a museum. But this was like a museum tavern that you can eat in. And we got to go upstairs, and they had a ballroom and a couple of bedrooms. And it was just really presented very well.
Yeah. And also, this is a painting of a lady giving me the bird. And I promise I didn't do anything mean to her. I don't know who she is. But 200 years ago, they decided to paint her with her middle finger sticking out. And I swear it's not Photoshop. That's how it really is.
It really is.
So we had to get a picture with that. Her portrait's upstairs in the ballroom. I didn't even know we were going that day. It was maybe 7 in the morning, and we didn't know what to do that day. And Ron and I have ants in our pants all the time. Like, we cannot sit still. We always have to be doing something. Either hard manual labor, my favorite personal pastime, or traveling, or visiting friends, or something. But we always have to be doing something, or we go insane from morning to night.
What do you call it? Busybodies.
Yeah, we're busy. I don't know if that's the word. Busybodies?
It's not?
No, I think that's when you're nosy.
Oh, never mind. We're not busybodies. We're the opposite of that.
But I could be wrong. But anyway, so it's 7 in the morning. We don't know what to do.
We're hyperactive.
Yeah, we are. And Ron says, I'm going to take you on a road trip. And I say, to where? And I said, no, wait, don't tell me. And so we get in a car, and 3 hours later, and I had no idea where I was going. Ron drives me to this place.
I did ask, are you up for a road trip? And she said, define road trip. I said 3 hours, and she's like, oh, I'm okay with that.
Oh, so you mean a regular Midwest drive down the road? Okay. You know, because we live in the Midwest, so out here it's like 3 hours? Oh, that's nothing. That's like driving to visit grandma down the street.
But that place was really cool. We'll definitely be going back someday. Yeah,
we went there. We came back in the same day. It was incredible.
The food was excellent, and it was excellent prices. The prices, we both ate there for under $30.
It was $12 plates on average, I'd say.
And it was, good food. It was not
it was very fresh.
It was not your regular restaurant type food. It was up a notch.
Right.
I really like this. It's really good.
I'm glad you like it. If you love eggs, you'll love it.
Or chicken.
Our chicken.
Speaking of chicken, so a while back, y'all know our chickens got eaten by the beast of Bloomsdale.
Yes.
We live in a small village called Bloomsdale inside of St. John County.
Mm-hmm.
And it left a trail of death of 5 chickens. The neighbor's chickens got eaten. Well, we did get a coon about a month ago. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, we got a coon.
Today, I heard a fox squawking. I'm calling it squawking because it ain't really barking and it ain't really screaming. It's a squawking.
It's a demonic sound. It sounds... Right.
And so I was like, it's a fox! So I run out with my gun, and then we're like, wait a minute, Mish Mish is out here. So we find Mish Mish at the corner of the woods, and he's all puffed up.
We're freaking out.
Making himself look big, and he's about to fight this fox. It's like, get away from over there.
Yeah,
And
we saw the fox.
we did. It's a red fox.
Yeah.
So we distracted it. This fox ran off, and then Mish came towards us, and we threw him inside here. And now he's back out doing whatever he does best. But
yeah, we heard this barking sound, and both of us just stopped. And this happened in the middle of us making this today.
yeah,
We both stopped, and we both run out.
middle of the day.
I know, it's weird, isn't it? So we run out of here, and I'm like, where's Mish? Where's Mish? And then we see him, and he's out in the field by our cabin with his tail all fluffed out, looking like a feather duster. I mean, he's all fluffed out.
He's trying to make himself look big. He's like,
and then right in front of him is a fox, maybe like 20 feet away. But the fox sees us, and then the fox runs.
Yeah.
But we gotta look at him. So it's a red fox. Yeah.
I've seen him.
So about a month ago, we got a coon.
It was a big old coon too.
Oh my gosh, we got the coon in our chicken coop. We caught her in the act.
Yes.
Let me put it that way.
Yes. She gone.
She was sneaking in. She was actually physically pushing open the door somehow because we locked up the coop at night. Somehow she figured out a way to push her body.
The little chicken door.
Yeah, there's a chicken door in the back because there's actually a run in the back of that coop that you can't really see from the front. And so she was getting under the coop, going into where the run was, and then pushing her with all her might into the door, and somehow opening it. And she ate I don't even know how many more chickens.
I'd say at least 2. The fox killed the rest of them. The trail of death was the fox.
I'm pretty sure she killed more than 2 because one night alone we lost 3.
Well,
in that coop.
There was 5 dead in one day, and that was the fox.
Yeah, that was the fox that one day. So we have a problem with a fox and a coon, but the coon is, at least that one is taken care of. But yeah, we still have a fox on the loose. Now, Mish thinks that everyone is his friend. So I think he wanted to actually play with the fox. Maybe from afar he thought, oh, it's a big, weird cat. But then when it got closer and it started barking, I think he freaked out. Now, foxes very, very rarely kill cats, so don't be worried about it. I did a ton of research about it, and it's really rare.
That's because the cats can get away faster. They can climb faster.
Yeah, cats are a pretty good sized match against the fox, but foxes cannot climb trees like cats can, so it's pretty rare when a cat is killed by a fox. But after that, we immediately swooped Mish up in our arms, and we put him in the cabin, and we locked the cabin for an hour. So he was on lockdown for an hour, and then we thought, okay, maybe the fox is gone by now, so we let him out, because he does not like being stuck inside, so he was freaking out.
He'll start going, meow, meow,
non-stop,
meow,
just like
meow.
that.
And how are we supposed to film with that going on? So
yeah. Plus, I feel so sorry for him. Like, man, he really is good about making you feel guilty.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is, because he meows non-stop, so you feel, oh.
Forget about puppy dog eyes, it's about the kitty cat meows.
Yeah. Meow, meow. And I saw him just about 10 minutes ago before we sat down to eat, so he's okay.
Yeah, he's alive, don't worry.
Yeah, he's alive. He's fine. It's just absolutely beautiful outside today. It's a gorgeous day, so he's just hanging out outside. I'm really glad that you like that.
And I'm hungry, too.
Not for much longer.
They ain't seen me eat in a while like this.
We got the whole chicken in there. We got the chicken and the eggs. Yeah, if you guys like egg dishes, you will like it. Just keep an open mind, and I do put that disclaimer on every single historic dish that we try out. This is not my recipe. This is
some lady from 200 years ago.
200-something years ago. Yeah, her recipe. From what they had back then.
Okay, let's go ahead and get into This Week in History.
Yes!
Before I eat all of this and we have nothing else to eat and talk about.
This Week in History! Go!
Here we go! Alright, so May 29th, 1840, Wisconsin becomes the 30th state of the United States of America. So happy birthday, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Union.
Happy birthday! Welcome. Stay a while.
May 30th, 1806, future President of the United States of America, Andrew Jackson, kills Charles Dickinson in a duel.
And not the Charles Dickinson who wrote all the Victorian books. That's totally unrelated and random.
He was obviously alive, and
yeah.
That was in 1806.
That would have been absolutely insane if he killed the Charles Dickinson.
I don't even think he was born
No,
yet.
I don't know.
So this was just a Charles Dickinson, not the Charles Dickinson.
Right, but our president killed a man in a duel.
Before he was president.
Before he was president.
Yes.
And duels were technically illegal, I think.
They've been illegal for a while by this point. But
that didn't stop anybody. Anybody. Murder is illegal.
Yeah.
Does that stop people?
Nope.
No. Actually, in St. Genevieve at the Old Brick, which is our favorite buffet in town, but that is the oldest brick building west of the Mississippi River. It's from the 18th century, but I think it was also 1806 or something around that time. There was a duel on the front steps of that tavern.
There was a couple of duels, a handful of them, but the most noticeable one was like a lawyer and a doctor, I believe, and that was like in 1810, 1811.
In St. Gen.
You have to go there and read the menu. It's on the back of the menu.
Yeah, at the Old Brick, and then you can eat at the salad bar while you're at it. Oh yeah, a man died here.
And they know us there, so tell them why you came or who told you about them.
They know us there because we eat there every single week.
Yes.
We go to that buffet, we eat that fried chicken, we demolish those green beans.
They got the best sweet tea too.
Yeah. I really like them because their food isn't salty. I don't like salt.
I'm a pepper guy.
Yeah, we like black pepper, but I don't...
We're mustard people, we're pepper people, we are sausage people, and we are...
Sausage people?
Well, we prefer it over bacon. I'm just going over the most popular ones. You know, between mustard and ketchup, we're mustard people.
Yes, we are.
Bacon or sausage, we're sausage people. Rosemary or thyme, we're thyme people.
Oh, we're huge thyme people.
Salt and pepper, we're pepper people.
Yeah, I have an elderly person's palate. I cannot eat salt. Okay, on to the next one.
Alrighty, here we go. So my next one I have is also on May 30th. This is the last one for May 30th. 1868, the precursor to Memorial Day, which was this past weekend, was Decoration Day. It was observed for the first time on May 30th, 1868. Decoration Day? So, it's basically the same thing as Memorial Day, it just has a different name.
Yeah, it did. And, is it the same day as Memorial Day?
That I don't know, but on that year, it was May 30th.
Okay, May 30th. That's interesting.
Yes. My next one I have is May 31st, 1889. 2,000 people die after a dam failed up in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, sending a 60-foot wall of water through the town.
Yeah, that was a pretty famous one. I remember watching a documentary of it when I was in school. There was a really fancy, bougie Victorian hunting club next to the dam, and the road that crossed kind of over the dam, I haven't watched a documentary in a long time, but they thought the road was too narrow to get to the hunting club, so they extended the road, but somehow it weakened the dam. And the people who did it knew that it was weakening the dam, but they didn't care. So it was actually directly their fault. But I don't think they ever got in trouble for it.
And maybe they died.
No, I think the hunting club was up on a hill. Oh. And how many people died in that again?
It says a little over 2,000. But 2,000? You might not ever really know.
Yeah. 2,000 people drowned or were crushed.
Yeah, most of them were probably crushed.
Probably when their houses collapsed on top of them as the water was moving them. But wow. 60
foot of water is a lot.
Yeah, that's a pretty famous catastrophe in the United States. If you all haven't heard about it or if you live outside the United States, 2,000 people.
And that was in 1889 in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. You want to say Jamestown.
Yeah, you're right. Johnstown.
I've never heard of Johnstown.
Johnstown.
Alright, I've got just a few more here, then we'll wrap up this segment. June 1st, 1792, Kentucky becomes the 15th state, so happy birthday, Kentucky. And a few years later, on the same day, June 1st, 1796, Tennessee becomes the 16th state, so happy birthday to Tennessee. And I got one birthday left, and that's on June 2nd, 1731. The First Lady, Martha Washington, was born, so today is her birthday, June 2nd.
1730s, huh?
So happy birthday, Miss Washington.
Happy birthday. I can't help but noticing that you just took the entire dish.
Well, you didn't
and
like it.
Moved it. That means you really, really like it.
I'm eating it, ain't I?
Oh, you sure are. My goodness, look at how much this man's eaten. I've only had one slice of it. And
You want more?
No. It is not bad, but it just doesn't agree with me. I mean, not everything does. Like, for example, I loved that shrimp pie that we made a few months back. Ron refused to eat it.
Yep.
So, to each their own. You might really like it. Or you might despise it. It is pretty good with bread.
It doesn't... I do wish it held together like a modern one.
Yeah.
But that could be because there's no cheese in it. Maybe the cheese helps the modern one
Yeah,
set
yeah. The cheese might work like a glue in a way. Maybe modern ones have more eggs in them. I'm not really sure, but...
And you gave me the smallest fork. Look at this. Let's give the guy that eats the most the tiny fork.
I didn't even think about that. I'm sorry.
Apparently not.
No. What is wrong with me? I don't think about these things.
Dang it, woman.
I'm sorry, Ron. I just need to lock myself away for a while and think about what I've done.
Yes, you should.
Okay,
just
guys.
Kidding. Just kidding.
We have the most exciting news, by the way.
There's a house update.
Yeah, house update.
We gave up and bought a house.
No, we did not. Ron, stop. No, we did not. We're still stuck with our land. So a refresher for you guys, and we've been keeping you all updated about this process. Ron and I are engaged to be married. And we've been dating actually for just a little tiny bit over 2 years, like a week or two over 2 years. And we told each other that when we build our forever house, we're going to get married.
Yes.
So we bought 34 acres of land, and we bought that last September, actually. And I told you guys all about that when it happened last September. But ever since then, we've been kind of stuck because it was super, super rainy, and we couldn't get the gravel road into the property because we're building a house.
Yes.
It's actually going to be an 1820s style house. So we are secretly going to have, you know, toilets and things like that, but it's gonna be 1820s style, so we can actually grow old there and whatnot.
Yes.
But so we finally got the gravel road in, and finally we are getting the foundation put in this week.
They just dug the hole 2 days ago.
Yeah, they just dug the hole 2 days ago, and we are going to have concrete poured in there in just a couple of days. You don't want to go too far apart between digging the hole and pouring the concrete, or else it might fill up with water. But thankfully the water looks really good, so that is a huge, huge step for us because that's kind of been holding back our whole project.
Because we're doing all the hammering and nailing after the foundation's done.
Oh, the militia's going at it.
Yep.
You guys hear that?
I'm gonna finish eating and I'll go.
Okay. So now we have the foundation and we can actually start building this house because we did not do the foundation by ourselves. We were really worried we were going to do it crooked or the concrete was going to have bubbles in it or something. So we just did not, like, there's some things we're not going to mess with. The foundation and the well are the two things that we are not going to mess with. We're going to pay someone else to do it. Our family, by the way, they're all family doing this for us, except for the well. That's probably not going to be family.
Right.
But the guys doing the foundation and everything, they are actually family and friends. But now we're going to finally be able to build our stinking house. And we're thinking that it's going to be done and move-in ready by next spring. And we're going to probably get married next spring.
Well, I don't have anything else other than don't forget about the Independence Day celebration. That's on July 1st, a Saturday. Get to town about noon if you can. We're going to have things for kids and for adults. It goes to about 5 o'clock, and then from there up the road to the park is where the fireworks celebrations will be. But that is all happening on July 1st this year on a Saturday.
Yes.
We'll have barbecue as well. There'll be drum and fife music. There'll be military demonstrations. There'll be military displays there, like possibly World War II. We got a guy that has a good exhibit, or a good display on World War II equipment. He has amphibious vehicles and the big tank and the big gun, and there'll be quite a bit of reenactors there, so it'd be a good time.
We did on Saturday because most people are off from work on Saturdays.
Yes.
Most. I know not all, but Statistically, most people are.
And the fireworks are on Saturday because
Mhm.
nobody came last year during the weeknight because it was Monday, I believe. So it just made sense to do it on the weekend.
Yeah, we moved it to the weekend this year because we realized that wasn't a good idea.
Right. So anyways, we're going to hop off here. We got some work to be doing. So y'all take care. We'll see you next week.
Okay,
Thank
bye
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.